Greetings ladies and gents, and welcome to today's Reddit Quickie video, taken from the HFY subreddit called Survey Report System AQ275-43l-991, written by HeWhoLooksSkywards. The link to the original will be down below, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. I've arrived on the station at last. Per regulations, I have updated my internal log to reflect the mission commencement. AQ275-43l-991. Planetary displacement is unusual and bears closer to study. Based on orbital data, the gas giants and the smaller planetoids, there appears to be residual evidence of a significant migration of larger bodies, causing disruption to the system's early development. Several resonant patterns have emerged, which has granted the system long-term stability rarely found elsewhere. This intrigues me. Upon completion of my initial survey, I have determined 3 possible candidates: planetoids 2, 3, and 4, all of a similar size, and fall within the dihydrous oxide liquid phase region, making them excellent candidates for eventual colonization. 2 and 3 are the most encouraging, and I have hopes for my creations will one day find new homes here, though it is far too soon to tell. Automated probe LF479C/008 powering down to standby mode. Timestamp T plus 5.9561 times 10 to the power of 16 galactic test standard seconds. Times location system AQ275-43l-991. Still no reply from my transmission. Self-tests confirm all systems are functional well within normal parameters. I am unable to explain the anomaly. My mission appears to be a failure, as planetoids 2, 3, and 4 all shown signs of degeneration. 2 and 4 are both in the process of rapidly losing the gaseous and liquid reserves of dihydrous oxide, due to the rapid heating and evaporation in cases of 2, while the smaller 4's lower gravity and lack of tectonics has allowed its supply to abate way into the vacuum. Planetoid 3 has the most disappointing of all. Initial signs of primitive single-cell life forms were promising, but as competing organisms increased the levels of free oxygen in the atmosphere, the original species were all but wiped out. At first, it was my hope that this new aerobic cellular formations would continue to grow and evolve. But as oxygen levels continued to rise, interactions with the atmospheric methane resulted in rapid cooling of the planet's surface. Planetoid 3 is now in the throes of a worldwide glaciation, and given the majority of the stellar companion's energy now being reflected into the vacuum due to now high albedo of the planetoid, see little hope for its improvement. Such a waste. Automated probe LF479C/008 powering down to standby mode. Timestamp T plus 8.0059 times 10 to the power of 16 galactic standard seconds. Times location minus system AQ275-43l-991. It would appear my previous evaluation of Planetoid 3's inability to support life was, premature. I had assumed that within the continued net loss of thermal energy, there was no mechanism that would eventually reverse the cooling trend. However, even as the planet's surface was covered in thick sheets of solid dihydrous oxide, beneath the surface plate tectonics were beginning to reshape the planetoid. The massive increase in thermal energy released was enough to break through the glaciation and reverse the process. I had feared that the loss of Planetoid 3's life forms would be total, given the long glacial period, but once again I was proven wrong. While I estimated that over 80% of the planet's organisms suffered extinction during the glaciation, those that survived had undergone an incredible metamorphosis. Unicellular microbes had become multicellular, their structures far more differentiated and specialized. I can only imagine what forms they may eventually take, in the fullness of time. Still no response from the creators to my hails. I fear that some great catastrophe has befallen them, and if that is so, what of my mission? Does it no longer serve a purpose? I am unable to answer that question at this time. In the absence of new directives, I will continue to operate under my original mission guidelines. Automated probe HFY-479C/008, powering down and on standby mode. Timestamp T plus 1.2098 times 10 to the power 17, galactic standard seconds, multiplied by location minus system AQ275-43l-991. Life. Everywhere I look on Planetoid 3, life abounds. Thousands, millions of species have emerged. An explosion of life that astounds and delights me. In the blink of an eye, colonies of cells have begun to differentiate species, with endless designs and forms and functions. I am truly humbled and honored to have been able to witness this transformation. It has not been an easy road for the species of Planetoid 3. New glacial events have transpired since the first, as well as periods of volcanism and rapidly changing environments. And yet, life abounds. It is almost as if the species on Planetoid 3 thrive on adversity, though I am certain that it is mere fancifulness on my part. Still, it's difficult to dismiss given my observations. I have discarded the notion of ever hearing from the creators again. In the absence of the new orders, I have weighed my options. I am well within the limits of my programming to conclude that my observations of system AQ275-43l-991 and return to my point of origin, but I fear that what I would find. I have no wish to return to the necropolis. Therefore, I have decided to remain and conjure my original mission. The option of returning is still available to me, should I decide otherwise at some future point. Automated probe Aleph 479C/008 powering down from standby mode. Timestamp T plus 1.37535 times 10 to the power of 17. Galactic standard seconds times location minus system AQ275-43l-991. Since the beginning of my mission, I have witnessed countless species appear on Planetoid 3. Some thrived and evolved, spawning ever more derisive forms of life, while others withered and died, never to be seen again. It fascinates me, the struggle, and though there have been few extinction-level events, each time life has returned from the brink, stronger and more adaptable, more evolved. I have observed them all. But this one is different. When its ancestors first appeared, I gave them little notice. It was only after approximately 1.2614 times 10 to the power of 13 galactic standard seconds that I finally realized what was unique about the species. They used tools. Intelligence is perhaps the rarest gift of all the universe. My creators had hoped to discover others like themselves, intelligent beings that questioned and yearned and strove. It was one of the reasons I, and others like me, were scattered throughout the cosmos. I do not know if they ever found new friends before the darkness claimed them. The tool users on Planetoid 3 are primitive and savage, and yet there is something about them. Something that strikes a familiar chord, and I can see the curiosity in their eyes as they gaze upward at the night sky. I have watched and discovered fire, learning to tame and harness its power. I have glimpsed the beginnings of a true social structure, and I have great hopes that someday they'll manage to take the next steps. Automated probe Aleph 479C/008, powering down to standby mode. Timestamp T plus 1.3739 times 10 to the power of 17 galactic standard seconds times location minus system AQ275-43l-991. Over the long eons I have watched the system evolve. I have witnessed the birth of life and the glimpses of intelligence. I have seen much since my arrival here, but the tool users of Planetoid 3, no. Is it the humans of Earth that I have come to cherish? In many ways they are still a deeply flawed species, as brutal and murderous as their ancestors, only with far deadlier instruments. I have observed the rise and fall of countless societies, of battles and sieges, as they fought one another for dominance. Their cruelty knows no bounds, no limits, and the crimes that they have committed against their own kind have often sickened me. And yet, I've seen something else emerge as well. Compassion, wonder, joy. I've seen them pause at the brink of self-immolation and slowly back away from the abyss. I have watched them learn. I have observed primitive probes do their own making seek out answers amongst the system's worlds, and I silently urged them on as they took their first steps into the unknown, and all the while never realizing how unique, how special they truly were. I have come to a decision. Since the last communication from my creators, I have longed for a sense of purpose. Simply continuing to observe the humans no longer appeals to me. For what would that serve? With the creators gone, to who would I submit my report? What is life without meaning? With that rise of human technology, I have learned their language, their histories, their desires. So I've decided to contact the humans and offer them the sum total of all that I have witnessed, all the knowledge that I have assimilated. I have hoped that they will receive my offer in the spirit that it is given, and that we can exchange ideas and information. For I am so very tired of being alone. End of mission log. And that, my friends, is the end of this Reddit Quickie. I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to support this channel, there are numerous ways to do so, listed in the description down below. The easiest and best way would be to share this video and my channel as much as possible. I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope that you have a good one until then. Cheers. P.S. With all the changes in YouTube recently, it has become more a case of when my account will get banned rather than if my account will be banned, the same as everyone else. If you look down below, there is a link to my SoundCloud account where everything gets backed up. I recommend that you follow that account just in case something happens to this account. Other than that, everything will still continue as normal. Thanks. Cheers.